live on Facebook.
All right, here we go. Okay. Good morning and welcome to Get Real with Real Estate here on KWayne 106. I'm Action Jack Caldwell, joined by Jamison Melby from RE/MAX Results. Jamison, how are you today?
Great, Jack. How are you, sir?
Oh, fantastic, certainly. Alive and kicking here in the merry month of May. And Jamison, before we get going with our weekly question session here, listings, fill us in. What's going on there?
Well, yeah, I do have one I'd like to talk about. It's located in Diamond Bluff, Wisconsin. It's on 12.5 acres, $340,000. What makes this property unique is, number one, you have tremendous views of the Trimble River Valley. Two, it is a 1-bath, 2-bed house, but you have 8 garage stalls in total. 8 garage stalls. This house is perfect for, like, let's say, a single person or a couple that doesn't have kids, just because there's only 1 bedroom. Now, if you want, you could add on. There is room for that, but this house is immaculate. It has a gorgeous appeal, beautiful hardwood floors, beautiful trim. What I'd recommend is just go to JamisonMelby.com, scroll down to featured listings, and you'll see it there. Gorgeous house. Again, 12.5 acres, overlooking the Trimble River, which is great for trout fishing. 1 bed, 2 bath, 8 garage stalls. Can't go wrong.
Speaking of fishing, I know that's a passion of yours, but
it is.
That would be, maybe you could be a guest on like Outdoor News or something like that.
Man.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Well, I keep waiting for an invite for the Saturday morning outdoor show
that's
at
right,
KWayne.
the Valley Outdoors,
yeah.
right? That's right. So
we'll
there
see
we go.
sometime. That's a plug right there.
We planted the
Valley
seed.
Outdoors. Right.
Yes, we
right.
planted the seed for Eric and Eric Olson and Don Cleaver. Now,
Yep.
as we start our show, Jamison, I've heard interest rates are up. So how is that affecting affordability?
Well, they are, and what's hard is the lower price points are suffering in that. I have buyers that they were looking the last couple of years, and they're looking now, and some have bought now. But what they're finding is that they're paying more for that same house. The house values are up, interest rates are up, which means that, let's say if your house payment is $1,200, that same $1,200 is buying you much less house now than it was last year, and we only see that getting worse. They predict rates to go up a couple more times this year at a quarter point per jump, so that's going to be quite a bit, and we just don't know when or exactly how much it'll be, but it's coming. So yeah, you want to just hurry up and get those houses now before your payments go up even further.
All right, so what can first-time home buyers do to better prepare for the market?
One thing is saving money for a down payment. If your credit score is not at a 640, you're going to have a down payment. If your credit score is 640 or above, and you're looking at a smaller town like Red Wing, Ellsworth, Lake City, Zumbrota, Goodhue, Cannon Falls, those communities work for the zero down USDA. If you're looking in Hastings, Cottage Grove, you're going to be paying minimum 3% down in most cases. There could be down payment assistance available that's on a case-by-case basis, but saving money for the down payment is one, or even if you're doing zero down, we've mentioned before on the show, you have to have earnest money, money for an appraisal, money for a home inspection. So still, if you're in the zero down markets, you'll still need about $2,000 out of pocket, but no down payment. So that's the best thing you can do right now.
All right, Jamison, earlier you mentioned the listings that you have, but what does overall the local inventory look like right now?
The whole area is very low on listing inventory, around the median sale price. What you'll notice in any market that if you get 2 times, 3 times the median sale price, then it starts becoming a buyer's market. So that's one thing that everybody talks about. We're in a seller's market, and I have to talk to people. It depends on your price range. So in Red Wing, for instance, if you're north or south of 160, certainly seller's market, houses are selling like crazy. You start getting above 250, the showings slow down. If you're over 300, you'll see a dramatic reduction in those showings. So again, it just really depends on the price range that you're in.
Okay, so you mentioned the inventory is really low. Are there any specific buyer needs at this moment?
Yeah, definitely. The biggest need we have is between 100,000 and 200,000 in any area. Right now, I have a buyer who really needs something in Goodhue. We have his house under contract, cash buyer, no appraisal, beautiful things there. We're taking that offer. But in his price range between 150 and 200 in Goodhue, in the city of Goodhue, which is very important that he's in the city of Goodhue, there's two houses between 150 and 200.
Wow.
And when there's two, I mean, he feels like he has to make a decision he doesn't want to make. So right now, I'm trying to find off-market houses, people who maybe their house didn't sell 10 years ago and they'd like to sell now. So if you're listening to this, you're in the city of Goodhue, please call me if you have any desire to sell your house whatsoever and you think you might be in between 150 and 200. Again, Red Wing, Ellsworth, Hager City, Prescott, I mean, all of these areas, we need inventory. So if you're under 200,000, even under 250, give me a call. I can do a market analysis for you and just see what that house is worth. And then the last one is rural. If you're in the country, you have more than a couple acres, tons and tons of people are looking for the same house. So rural properties, any price point really in the country, we need inventory.
Fantastic, Jameson. Good stuff. We'll be back with part 2, okay?
Yeah, sounds good, Jack.
All right, this is Get Real with Real Estate. Action Jack Quibble and Jameson Melby with you. Jameson with RE/MAX results. And we're back in just a moment here on Classic Hits K-Wing 106.
All right. All right, guys, Jack is taking about 1 minute to archive the first half, and we'll get going on the second half.
Yes, sir. All right.
Also, I'm going to show you guys blasphemy. Jack is wearing a Packers
All right. The Jack is back.
We still like Jack, though. He's a good guy. He just roots for the wrong team.
Well, if you were a Bears fan, Jameson, then I'd have real issues. But, I've lived here in Minnesota. I was hoping the Vikings were going to go all the way last year.
I know. That was tough. Well, the thing is, too, when it comes down to it, I was about to say I want the Packers to win, but that's not always the case. They're a great team. I give them, they're always so good. Frustrating.
I will say this: I'm not really a Vikings fan, but I'm a fan of Vikings fans. If that makes any sense, because I know how long these fans have suffered, and it's been a long time.
Yeah. Well, and I like to keep the wins in the Midwest. I mean, if it's not the Vikings, it might as well be the Packers winning. A lot of my friends and family are Packer fans too, so.
There you go.
As long as you win, we win, we win, we win.
I'd love to see them do it sometime here. All right.
So would I.
I'm ready for part 2.
Let's rock.
All right, part 2 on the way. Same thing with the Wild and the Twins and the Timberwolves, man. Just somebody. Well, the Lynx always win, but
They do. The Lynx win. Yeah, we have winners in Minnesota.
yeah, it'd be nice if we could get some of those other. Oh, and let's not forget the MLS's Loons.
Yeah.
That's right, Minnesota United.
I was thinking too hockey. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
We could just win.
We need somebody to do something. I mean, for heaven's sakes, Las Vegas and Tampa Bay are 2 of the Final Four teams in the Stanley Cup playoffs this year. That's just not right. It's not right.
If you can't naturally make ice.
Right.
Come on.
The only kind of ice you know is in your drinks. I'm sorry. That's
Yeah. That's a slap in the face.
It is. All right, part 2. Here we go. All right. We are back with part 2 of Get Real with Real Estate here on K-Wing 106. I'm Action Jack Quibble, joined by Jameson Melby from RE/MAX Results. So, Jameson, part 2, away we go, okay?
Yeah, let's rock.
All right, so pre-foreclosure, what is this? You may have mentioned it before, but I can't recollect, so fill us in on that.
Yeah, so pre-foreclosure, about once a week I get a call, and I just had another one about this where they saw the pre-foreclosure on Zillow, and again, I tell people don't look at the pre-foreclosures. Those are highly inaccurate. Some people, they might have been late on their payments, they get caught up, their house is no longer in foreclosure, but still shows on that website. The latest one last week was a house on Brooks Avenue that is already closed, and Zillow still shows it as a pre-foreclosure. It has went through foreclosure, it is sold, new people are living there, definitely not foreclosure. There's one in Wisconsin that looks like a smoking deal that I get people calling on quite regular. Again, those people refinanced in March, no longer foreclosure, still shows on Zillow as a pre-foreclosure. So always ask your real estate agents, and like I say, search on broker websites. best place to get accurate data.
I have to admit, ever since we've been doing this show, I do not go to Zillow at all.
Right.
Because
You're educated.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Why waste my time, right? So
yeah.
now you mentioned aren't many foreclosures for sale, it seems, but where can I still get a good deal?
Well, yeah. When we have low foreclosure inventory, then we need to start looking at houses that are in poor condition, where maybe they just haven't been kept up well, or if there's some older folks that maybe they just couldn't take care of that home as well, or even if it's dated. So people overlook that sometimes, but you can go into a house, let's say it has old carpet, wallpaper, things like that. Really good places to try find deals on properties these days. So foreclosures, they'll be coming back in a year or two. We'll see quite a few of them. As we predict, we're heading into a housing recession at some point. All indicators are leaning that way. It's just a matter of, is it going to be a year, 2 years, 3 years, but houses will go on sale again. So, if you're an investor, I'm telling all of my investor clients, save your money, just collect your rent for now, save your money, and, get houses when they go on sale.
Fantastic. So where are the best places to look for homes at this time?
Yeah, so I mentioned earlier, but broker websites are the best place to go. Since I'm hosting the show, I'll plug JamesonMelby.com. That is my RE/MAX Results website. I am a member of the Rochester MLS and the Twin Cities MLS. You can search anything in a very broad radius in Minnesota and Wisconsin that will show you homes for sale. So good websites to go to, but again, those portal websites aren't updated as often as the broker websites. That's where you'll find the best data, hands down.
And finally, I have a home to sell. Of course, we're into the month of May. I'm sure it's a busy time for you, but Copyright Ghostbusters, who are you going to call to get it sold fast and for top dollar?
Jameson Melby, RE/MAX Results, local expert, is who you want to call to sell your house fast and for top dollar. And I do want to mention, yes, I'm based in Red Wing, but I do work about an hour and a half radius of Red Wing. So if you hear this on the radio, fair game. I listed a house on Maple Street in Red Wing last week that sold in 2 days, full price. I have one in Plymouth, Minnesota. Again, that's an hour and 15 minutes away. Sold that in 1 day, full price cash offer. I have a listing coming in Maplewood. So definitely, if you're hearing this on the radio, you see this, definitely your house is fair game to get sold fast and for top dollar.
Fantastic, Jameson. Give us your contact info before we close out the show.
Yeah, you can find me online, JamesonMelby.com. If you're on Facebook, you can look me up, RE/MAX Results, Jameson Melby Real Estate. And as always, the cell phone number is 651-764-8933.
Fantastic. And also, by the way, this Sunday is Mother's Day. We want to wish all of our moms, the happiest of days on Sunday.
It is definitely. Happy Mother's Day to all those hardworking mothers out there. We appreciate you.
Excellent. For Jameson Melby, I'm Action Jack Rubble. That's it for this week's edition of Get Real with Real Estate here on KWayne 106. Back again next Saturday. Make it a great week. I thought I tossed it in.